I'm looking for some glasses for my wife because I want to cover her eyes. Put these on. What do you think? It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Complete dark. You have other ones, try different styles.
Political correctness. It's the bane of modern-day British life. We can't do or say anything anymore for fear of offending someone, somewhere.
What do you think? What do you think? You see, when she's working, I don't want people noticing her too much, you see.
Is this offensive? Do you know the trouble we had trying to get permission to get this broadcast? I think it's funny. I wonder, have we really all gone politically correct mad?
She looks quite attractive with this on. You think she looks attractive? It's the best I've seen you looking. Very good.
Henna from Harrow's on the line. Hi, Henna, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. Can I ask you about the word coconut?
I'm Adil Ray. I'm Muslim, I'm brown, and I'm a presenter on the BBC's Asian network.
Derogatory in any way.
Some people will be thinking that I only got this job because I'm Asian. And you know what? They might be right.
I feel very comfortable working at the BBC Asian network because, strangely, there's things you can get away with more because I'm speaking to an Asian audience. I'm almost an Asian speaking for Asians, to Asians, British Asians generally. So there's things on the show that we can get away with that you couldn't get away with, on the outside, if you like, because people will regard that as being politically incorrect.
And who's responsible for this outbreak of thought control? If we're to believe what we read, then local councils are banning Christmas, employers have ethnic minority-only jobs, schools are blacklisting black sheep, and we're not allowed to use words like blacklisted anymore. And the BBC is accused of being the most PC company of the lot. But how do we know what is and what isn't the politically correct thing to do? 3 tasks that will test whether our feigned generosity of spirit extends to everyone. These might not be scientific experiments, but they should be revealing nonetheless. So, if we're all stood by the side of the road with a broken down car, would first impressions dictate who gets help?
I was out there for less than 10 minutes. A really nice man pulled up and asked me if I was all right, where I was going, if I had anyone I could call, and then agreed to have a quick look at the engine. So, really pleased with that, under 10 minutes.
To find out more about what employers are looking for, I went to meet Munira Mirza, who's not into all these quotas and targets.
The current thinking by government and so on is that the numbers of people who work in an organisation should reflect the total population, and that's just not realistic. You know, you're not going to have the right, exact right number of people working in the NHS, to represent the population. It's just not going to happen like
And we've
that.
got far too many doctors then, haven't we, in terms of Asian doctors?
Yeah, well, the logic of it would be, we have to sack all these Asian doctors because there aren't enough white working class people in the NHS.
And reduce the amount of Asian people that run in corner shops. That's far too many in proportion, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And, the scenario where you would be looking at, the employment of each organisation saying, yep, too many Chinese, too many Asians. Yeah, we've got to get more, black people in there. Nobody wants to live like that.
We wanted to find out if political correctness exists in customer service. With the brown pound being worth over 3 billion quid each year, shops, restaurants and hotels know that being politically correct also makes financial sense. Millions are spent on diversity training courses to make sure those on the front line don't put their foot in it. If the customer is always right, that's our excuse for me and the boys to have some PC mischief. Time to don my shalwar kameez again, get out some secret cameras and head off for our first target, the supermarket.
You do halal chicken?
I'm not quite sure what you're on about.
Halal is the meat. Halal is it's not electric. It's like this halal.
Up till now, on our PC tour around Britain, David and I, ably supported by Carl, our control sample, have exposed political correctness amongst the public and in some parts of customer service. But most newspaper stories about political correctness centre around institutions. Local councils in particular seem to set the gold standard, so they're the target of our next challenge. The three of us had individually come to the same conclusion. I'd been prepared to travel the country exposing political correctness from others, but now I've discovered what my limit is. I didn't like being called a PC coward either.
You seem to be worried that I'm accusing you of being politically correct.
Yeah, it's almost that's quite offensive. That's the worst thing you could ever call me. You can call me anything you like, mate. Call me politically correct, and that's it, I'm off. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? But I think the one thing that I've learned from doing this show, and we started off, didn't we, by saying that, you know, has everyone gone politically correct mad? Has the world gone politically correct mad? And I think the mad thing is that we all are, at some point, politically correct.